Okay, so here we are. We've found the secret passageway to Wittard's residence here on the first floor, and it looks as though we've found his study. I'm sure there's going to be valuable information contained within. Let's see if we can find it. So we can't examine the books on the shelves. We can examine the desk. Let's see. Let's look at these drawers here. We've got a runestone, and my goodness me, he's got a revolver, and well, it might not be a revolver. I don't know much about guns, I'm afraid. We've got a knife. I know that's a knife, obviously. So let's look at this drawer. If I can get my... Yes. So not much in there. What about the top drawer? No. And, oh, remember these? A VHS video cassette. Oh, one of the days when we used those. So, Wittard, it seems, hasn't caught up to DVDs just yet. So what else do we have? We have a book. A journal. Let's open the journal and see what we can find. This is a journal that reminds me of Mist or Riven, like one of Atris's journals. Let's hope that Wittard can be a bit more direct and to the point than Atris. 15.09. My sister Caroline unexpectedly arrived to see me at the Utopia today. The building was a mess. Construction and furnishings were completed around 3 weeks ago. However, though I am now able to live full-time at my residential suite with a small team of cleaners and security personnel, there is still much work to be completed before the Utopia can be opened to the public. My sister came with the purpose of criticising me for the past 5 months in which I have neither contacted nor visited the family. I find it difficult to explain to her how I sacrificed having a personal life, a family life, a wife and even children in order to dedicate myself wholly to work and ambition and to Odin, my master. She thinks of my interest in Viking culture and mythology as nothing but an unhealthy obsession. She does not see the truth in the prophecies. She does not understand that Odin's purpose will be fulfilled and that the Utopia is the first step in that process. 1609. Overheard security personnel today whispering in the hallway about my collection of ancient Viking artifacts, reputed to be the largest private collection in the world. Some speculated about its total monetary value, and others complained that such items belong in a museum and not in a private storeroom. The thought of my collection aging in solitude away from the public gaze does bother me, so I have instructed the ground floor manager to reserve a set of rooms for a Viking museum. It will feature my sacred runestones of Ragnarok and the amulet of Odin and others. However, the security of this museum must be of chief concern. I read earlier this afternoon a newspaper article about thefts at local museums, and the evidence points to a specific gang of artifact thieves that steal ancient and valuable items for sale to private buyers. It has been a long time since I dealt with these people for acquiring my Viking relics, but tinges of guilt and apprehension stir within me. What if they chose to steal back all those items they sold to me? What if they somehow infiltrate my Utopia? I must be on guard against them. 10:10. Late last night, I received another visitation from the Great One, Odin, my strength and guide. This time he appeared to me in a periwinkle suit and tie, but I could not see his face, In his briefcase was an eye. He spoke no words, and yet I could understand. He gave me divine knowledge concerning his intentions for the Utopia. He praised my diligence and obedience in constructing it exactly on the spot he had told me. The Utopia will be your shield for the work that must be done, he said. So long as it will be of service to thousands, offering jobs and shelter, nobody will dispute my right to be at this sacred location. He told me to maintain secrecy and to excavate the ground inside the basement so as to connect with the old sewer channels below. Down there, I will find a chained door. We found that already. The reason for my existence. Odin has identified that place as the Well of Vergelmir, the portal between this world and the realm of the gods. It has been waiting for centuries, and soon its waiting must stop. Ragnarok approaches, the end times. Odin promised to visit me again after the excavations begin. 1:11. Why write a private, old-fashioned diary that nobody will read? Well, we are reading it now, asked one of my security staff today. Why not keep a blog or a website or post on Twitter? You can reach millions of readers worldwide that way, he continued. The utilitarian thinking of this man reminded me of my father, Edward. Both fail to understand that inside each body there are two people, the public persona and the private persona. The Utopia and everything it stands for speaks for me in public, and what it says is worth more than I could ever write. But in private, I settle for the dusty and the old. My diary is both addressed to me and written by me, a means of escapism, a means for collecting together my thoughts and reflections. So I continue. 3:11. Digging in the basement has been successful. I found the chain door. It was in an 18th century sewer tunnel at the end of a long ventilation shaft. After reaching the door, I paused for rest. The shaft in that region was dark and the air was thick. There, in my loneliness, I saw a sewer rat, squeaking and dirty. He had only one eye. He told me what I must do. The chains of the door are those of the wolf, he said, and no mortal shall touch the door and live. I heard the beating of my heart and I felt a creeping over my flesh. Images flooded through my mind. A cold, humanoid figure, humanoid in shape, but his substance was a terrible, burning light. I understood then that at Ragnarok the Destroyer would travel to this world, through the Well of Vergelmir. That end time would not be long in coming, and when it arrives, only the Chosen One will have the strength to stop it. He, or she, will be identified by two signs, and Odin has pledged to tell me these signs soon. For now, I am satisfied to know that the Utopia has been my shield in this great work, and it will continue to be so under the righteous guidance of Odin. So long as the Utopia stands and serves, I will have access to this sacred place, and no earthly force will any longer have the opportunity of defiling it. This thought will comfort me in my sleep tonight. 7:11. Spent the day in my apartment playing a game of chess with Albert from the security staff, and I lost. I never met my grandfather Roger, but my father always said he was excellent at chess. Clearly, I did not inherit the chess gene. The rest of the day was uneventful generally, but rather jolly in mood. It will be a great relief to me when this place finally opens to the public. It seems that one delay after another is placed before me to frustrate my plans. Only yesterday I received a local council report absurdly suggesting there are structural damages and subsidence issues that could prevent the Utopia opening at all if they were not addressed within a period of 3 months. Council officials appear to have no conception of the untold expenses and the time that would be necessary to correct such problems on a building of this scale. I was awoken last night from my sleep at 3 a.m. by the sound of a powerful storm outside, and there was a knocking at my bedroom door. I walked through the darkness and opened it carefully to find my grandfather standing there, seemingly alive and well, even though I knew him truly to be dead, and yet I was not afraid. He appeared exactly as I remembered him, but he had only one eye. I have remembered and written his words here verbatim. You must prepare for the way, for the chosen one who will come after you have joined your ancestors. The chosen one will be marked by 2 signs. He will carry the divine amulet of Odin in his hands, and he will have the capacity to release the sacred energies from the 10 runestones of Ragnarok. Only once the energies have been released and the amulet has been cast into the world of Vergelmir can hope for salvation be born. This was all he said that night, but I understood from this the purpose of my existence from now onwards. Tomorrow I must collect together the 10 runestones and the amulet from the Viking Museum and place them securely in the safe of my study until the chosen one arrives, whenever that might be. 2.2. Today I deposited all artifacts for the chosen one in my safe as instructed by Odin, both the runestones and the amulet. Now it seems that I must wait until it is time for me to join my ancestors. During that wait I shall devote myself obediently to serving the Utopia and to protecting the sacred artifacts. Already, however, I have 2 concerns, one for the Utopia and one for the artifacts. For the Utopia, I am worried for its structural stability. This morning a structural engineer drew my attention to clear signs of subsidence and foundational damage to the building, primarily as a result of turbulence and unexplained movements from the ground beneath. My worry is that the well is stirring already and its power is eating into the foundations of the city. Must re-examine the blueprints and check on the chain door. Regarding the artifacts, let's check that. Regarding the artifacts, memories of the artifact thieves returns to my mind. I have recruited new staff these past 4 weeks, from cleaning staff and security personnel to architects and quantity surveyors. I am aware that these thieves are operating in the local area and it is possible they could be any one of my staff. Must recheck references and employment history for each staff member. 1.3. During this week, Odin has sent me his divine guidance and infinite willpower in preparing the sacred artifacts for the Chosen One. At the time of Ragnarok, the Chosen One will need to release the sacred energies from all 10 of the runestones. This is to open a traversable pathway to the well of Vergelmir. The energies themselves are released from the stones with a very specific ritual and combination of chemical processes, all of which are mentioned in the ancient documents. However, I have been successful in constructing 10 unique devices to automate this process. Each device accepts a specific runestone and will extract its sacred energy automatically. However, it is necessary to protect these devices from use by others who are not the Chosen One. To do this, Odin has sent me further guidance in constructing hermetic seals, arcane locks in the form of puzzles and brain games. These puzzles have been attached to many of the devices and have been configured and calibrated exactly so as to test the willpower, resilience, intelligence and spiritual strength of the user, and only the Chosen One can pass this specific combination of tests. Constructing these puzzles has been tiring work, but it is comforting to know that I am serving Odin and the Chosen One. 10.4. Someone has stolen the amulet and runestones from my study. How did they discover the combination lock? Who has been here? It must be a member of staff. I called a staff meeting and I am personally searching each and every one of the staff lockers. Nobody is to leave the premises until I issue the word. I am aware of a total of 20 different people that have been in my study today, including cleaners, architects and security personnel. Someone is responsible and they must be found and brought to justice. Some claim I am overreacting, but none except me understand the importance of these items. I have asked Odin for forgiveness, but so far I have heard nothing. I can only pray that Odin's strength either helps me find these items or somehow delivers them into the hands of the Chosen One. Time will tell. In the meantime, I will be searching a number of locations around the Utopia and will be investigating all suspected staff. 15.4. My search has revealed nothing. and even my offer of a substantial reward has brought nothing. The artifacts have been missing for 5 days now, and yet no staff members have left or disappeared during that time. I still suspect one of them, but have been unable to identify which. I am close to dismissing every one of them, so disgusted, appalled, and angered am I at such a betrayal as this. I am growing tired and exhausted at the work, and I know the limits of my mortal existence cannot stand this pressure indefinitely. I am swamped every day with letters, protests, complaints, and reports, all of them speaking of new structural damages and new issues regarding the Utopia. It seems that every day a new problem arises. Either Odin has left me, or Ragnarok is approaching. And in reading that, I think I've almost destroyed my voice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break here, and we'll resume in the next video.